Hello once again, welcome to example 4 on the Pythagoras theorem that I started with you in the previous videos. In the previous videos, we started learning about Pythagoras theorem and we've done a detailed explanation on it, and also we've solved some examples on it as well in the previous videos. And I hope you understood it and you enjoyed the lesson as well. So this is a continuation to solve another example with you so that you get a perfect understanding of it. So this is example 4, as you can see from the board. So it means we've already done example 1, 2 and 3 in the previous videos, and I will advise that you do well to watch the previous videos because the previous videos lays the foundation, the basic knowledge and understanding that you need about the Pythagoras theorem. I've done all those explanations in the previous videos. Okay, so please do all to watch the previous videos so that you can get a good foundation and understanding to be able to handle this session as well. And please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page as well. Let's go ahead and solve the example 4 that I have on the board together. Okay, so let's read the question. So example 4, it says in the diagram, angle PQR is equal to angle PRS, which is equal to 90 degrees. And we have line PS, okay, or length PS. Either you say line PS or length PS, it means the same thing. Okay, so line PS is equal to 13 centimeters and line PQ is equal to 3 centimeters and line QR is also equal to 4 centimeters, and we are being asked to find line RS. Okay, so there is a diagram given and we are being asked to find line RS in the diagram, okay, or the length of RS is the same thing. Okay, so there's a diagram and we are being asked to find line RS. Okay, so now before we proceed and find the value of the line RS or the length RS, we need to be able to identify the angle PQR and also the angle PRS in the diagram. Okay, I hope you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so now I'm going to explain what we mean when we say angle PQR. Okay, now this is the symbol for an angle. Okay, so this symbol represents angle. Okay, so we pronounce it angle PQR. Okay, so we need to be able to identify the angle PQR from the given diagram. Okay, and also angle PRS. Okay, so that we can proceed further. Okay, so now when we speak of angle PQR, we are talking about the angle that is formed on the middle letter. Okay, so the middle letter is our focus. Okay, so here we have angle PQR. So we are concerned about the angle which is formed on the middle letter, which in this case it is Q. So in this letters here, Q is the middle letter. Okay, so we are talking about the angle which is formed on Q. Okay, so angle PQR, we are referring to the angle that is formed on the letter Q, which is the middle letter. Okay, so same with this one also, angle PRS, we are talking about the angle that is formed on the letter R, okay, which is the middle letter. Okay, so we have that angle PQR is equal to angle PRS, which is equals to 90 degrees. Okay, so let's identify those angles from the diagram given. Okay, then we'll proceed. Okay, so now let's start with this one, angle PQR. Okay, so this is angle PQR. Okay, let me go over one more time, angle PQR. Okay, so we are concerned about the angle which is formed on the middle letter, which is Q. Okay, so this is the angle we are talking about. Okay, so you can see that there's a 90 degrees being formed on the letter Q, okay, on the point Q. Okay, so this symbol represents a 90 degrees angle, okay, that is formed on the Q. Okay, so angle QR. Okay, so a 90 degrees angle is being formed on Q. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, now let's identify the angle PRS also. Okay, so don't forget the middle letter is our focus, the angle which is formed on the middle letter. Okay, so in this case it is R. Okay, so let's go through the diagram and identify the angle PRS. Okay, so here is it, angle PRS. Okay, so let me repeat it one more time, angle PRS. Okay, so we are looking at the angle which is formed on R, okay, which is the middle letter. Okay, so there is the angle and it's a 90 degrees angle. The symbol here represents a 90 degrees angle. Okay, so I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, so now in the question we have been given line PS. Okay, so this is our line PS, okay, which is given to be 13 centimeters. Okay, and also we have been given line PQ, which is 3 centimeters. So line PQ is 3 centimeters, and also we have been given line QR, which is 4 centimeters. Okay, so our QR is 4 centimeters. Okay, so we've identified all the values that have been given in the question. Okay, so now let's proceed. We are going to apply the Pythagoras theorem, okay, to be able to solve. Okay, so I've taught you Pythagoras theorem in the previous video, so we are applying that knowledge here. Okay, so now we are looking for line RS. So let's identify the line RS also. Okay, so RS, okay, or SR is the same thing. Okay, so line RS, that's what we are looking for. Okay, so now for us to be able to get line RS, we need to be able to find the line PR first. Okay, because without we knowing line PR, we cannot proceed and find line RS. Okay, because we are going to use the Pythagoras theorem to be able to find line RS. Okay, considering this triangle. Okay, so let me label the two triangles that we have. Okay, so I'll label this one as the first triangle and I'll label this as the second triangle. Okay, so for us to find line RS, okay, which is in the first triangle, okay, you can see that it's a right angle triangle because a 90 degrees is being formed here. Okay, for us to find the line RS which we are looking for, we need to be able to find line PR here first. Okay, so that it can help us now find the line RS. Okay, because without the value of line PR, we cannot find line RS. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, so we are going to consider the second triangle, okay, which is a right angle triangle. Okay, because a 90 degrees angle is formed here, so it makes it a right angle triangle. So using the Pythagoras theorem, we are going to find the line PR, okay, from this second triangle. Then afterwards, we'll use that value and we'll proceed and find line RS also, which the question is asking us to find. Okay, I hope the explanation is clear enough and you agree with me up to this point. Okay, so let's go ahead and put down the formula, okay, the Pythagoras theorem formula for finding the line PR. Okay, so now the formula will be line, okay, so I'm starting with the solution. Okay, so please follow. Okay, so let me write my solution down. Okay, so I'll have that line PR squared, okay, should be equal to line PQ squared plus line RQ squared or QR squared. Okay, RQ is the same as QR, so QR squared. Okay, I hope you agree with me up to this point. I'm applying the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so that's the formula, and I've explained this a lot in the previous videos. Okay, so let me do a little explanation on how we got this one. Okay, now considering this triangle which I've labeled as 2, this right angle triangle, you can see that PR is the slanted side, okay, of the triangle, and which is also the longest side of the triangle. Okay, so that part of the triangle, this PR is called the hypotenuse. Okay, so the slanted part, which is PR, okay, is called the hypotenuse, okay, which is also the longest part of the triangle, or the longest side of the triangle is called the hypotenuse. Okay, and this side, okay, the QR, okay, you can see that this QR is opposite to the angle which will be formed here. Okay, so let's say I have an angle theta being formed here. Okay, so the QR, which is opposite to the angle which is formed here, is called the opposite. Okay, so that's the name for it. And this last side, okay, which is at the base of the triangle, is called the adjacent. Okay, so the PQ is the adjacent. Okay, and the Pythagoras theorem says that the square of the hypotenuse, okay, should be equal to the sum of the squares of the adjacent and the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it one more time. So the square of the hypotenuse here in this triangle too is the length PR, that's the hypotenuse. So the square of the hypotenuse should be equal to the sum of the squares of the adjacent and the opposite. Okay, so this is the hypotenuse, which is PR. So PR square should be equal to the sum of the squares of the adjacent and the opposite. Okay, so this is the adjacent, PQ square. Now, so I have PQ square here, plus this is the opposite, okay, QR square. Okay, so that's how come I have this formula. Okay, and this is the Pythagoras theorem formula. Okay, I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, and I've explained to you that we need to find PR before we can find the RS that the question is asking us to find. Okay, so with this, let's input our values given, then we'll solve for PR. Okay, so let's go ahead. So now I'm going to repeat my PR here. Okay, so PR squared, okay, because I wasn't given any value. That's what I'm looking for. Then PQ was given, okay, PQ is given to be 3 centimeters. So I'll write my 3 and I'll bring my power 2, which is here, okay. Then you bring your addition sign. Then QR is given to be 4 centimeters. So I'll write my 4 centimeters, then I'll bring my square, which is here. Okay, so let's simplify further. So I'll repeat my line PR squared equals to 3 squared is 9. Okay, please, 3 squared doesn't mean 3 times 2. Okay, 3 squared means 3 times 3, which gives us 9. Okay, so that's the meaning of 3 squared. Okay, so 3 squared, it does not mean 3 times 2. Okay, 3 squared means 3 is multiplying itself 2 times, and that gives us the 9. Okay, so plus, and 4 squared also means 4 times 4. Okay, which gives us 16. Okay, so 16. So I'm going to repeat my line PR squared, okay, will be equal to 9 plus 16 gives us 25. I hope you agree with me. And we are looking for line PR, not line PR squared. Okay, we are looking for line PR and not PR squared. So it means we need to do something to this equation that we have here so that we can eliminate this power 2 which is here. And for you to eliminate the power 2 which is here, you need to take square root of both sides of the equation. Okay, so I'll take square root of line PR squared, okay, equals to square root of 25, so that this power 2 can cancel the square root sign away. I hope you understand up to this point. So I'll have that my line PR will be equal to square root of 25 is 5. So I'll have 5 centimeters, okay, for line PR. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. So we've gotten our line PR, which is 5 centimeters. Okay, so let me write it there. So we have this side to be 5 centimeters. Okay, 5 centimeters. So now we can now proceed and find the line RS that the question is asking us to find. Okay, so now we've gotten PR, which is 5 centimeters. Okay, so we have to proceed and find the line RS. Okay, making use of this triangle that I've labeled as 1, okay, it's a right angle triangle because a 90 degrees angle is being formed at this side. Okay, so now if you turn the triangle, so we are considering this triangle that I've labeled as 1. Okay, so that's what you are using. We are going to use it to find the RS, okay, using the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so now this triangle which I've labeled as 1, if you turn it so that it becomes vertical, you see that this side will be the hypotenuse, okay, and this side will be the adjacent, okay, and sorry, this PR will be the adjacent and this RS will be the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to go over one more time. Okay, so I'm saying that we are considering the triangle that I've labeled as 1 to be able to find the RS, the length RS, okay, which the question is asking us to find. Okay, and I'm saying that if you turn the triangle so that it have a vertical stand, it stands vertically, you'll see that the PS becomes the hypotenuse, okay, which is the longest side, okay, or the slanted side. That's the hypotenuse. Okay, now PR becomes the adjacent and the RS becomes the opposite. Okay, so when we turn the triangle so that it can stand in a vertical way or straight, it will look like this. Let me draw it here so that you see how it will look like. Okay, so it will be something like this. Okay, so this is how the triangle will look like. Okay, so we will have our P here, S here, and R here, and the 90 degrees is being formed. Okay, so that's when we turn the triangle here, okay, so that it will stand vertically. So this is how it will be like, so that PS is the hypotenuse, okay, so that, and also PR is the adjacent, and this side RS is the opposite, okay, because it is opposite to the angle which is formed here, okay, which is theta. Okay, so let's say an angle theta is being formed here. This side which is opposite to the angle theta is called the opposite. Okay, so this is how the diagram will look like when we turn it. Okay, so now this is the hypotenuse, this is the opposite, and this is the adjacent. Okay, so we are going to use the Pythagoras theorem formula, okay, to state down the formula. Okay, and it says that the square of the hypotenuse, okay, should be equal to the sum of the squares of the adjacent and the opposite. Okay, so we are going to have, let me write it down up here so that you see. So we are going to have that our line PS squared will be equal to line PR squared plus, I hope you can see, plus line RS squared. Okay, so this is the formula that we are going to use, okay, to find the RS. Okay, so I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to clean this side so that we can proceed and solve for RS. Okay, so let me clean this from here so that we can continue. I was just using it to explain it to you so that you get a better understanding of it. Okay, so now let's proceed. So we know that this is the hypotenuse, okay, this is the opposite, and this is the adjacent, as I've explained to you. Okay, so PS squared will be equal to PR squared plus RS squared. Okay, so let me write the formula down and let's solve for the RS. Okay, so I want to continue from this side. Okay, so I'll have that my line, I hope you are following, line PS squared, okay, will be equals to line PR squared plus line RS squared. Okay, so that's the Pythagoras theorem formula. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. So let's input our values. Okay, so the PS is given to be 13 centimeters. Okay, so I'll put my 13 centimeters here. So 13, then bring your power 2, which is here. Bring your equal sign. And the PR, we found it, and it is 5 centimeters. Okay, so we'll put our 5 there, then bring our square. Okay, then plus the RS that we are looking for, so RS squared. Okay, I hope you understand up to this point. Okay, now 13 squared means 13 times 13, and that gives 169, okay, equals to 5 square means 5 times 5, which gives 25, okay, so then plus line rs squared, okay. Let's just group like terms from here, okay. So this 25 will cross the equal sign, okay, and come and join the 169. So we will have 169 minus 25 equals to line rs squared, okay. So it is positive here, it crosses the equal sign, becomes negative. When anything crosses the equal sign, the sign it has changes, okay. So that's it. So 169 minus 25, it will give 144, okay. So 144 equals to line rs squared. I hope you understand and you agree with me up to this point. So what we need to do to get our line rs, okay, we are looking for line rs, not line rs squared, okay. So we need to eliminate this power 2 which is here, and for us to eliminate it, we need to take square root of both sides of the equation, okay. So I'll take square root of 144 equals to square root of line rs squared, okay, so that this power 2 can cancel the square root sign away. I hope you understand and you agree with me, okay. So we will have that our line rs will be equal to square root of 144 is 12. I hope you agree with me, okay. So let me continue from this side, okay. So we'll have that our line rs, okay, will be equal to 12 centimeters, okay. So I hope you understand up to this point, okay. So that's the answer for finding line rs, okay. There isn't enough space here, that's why I've written it up here, okay. So when we reach here, the square root of 144 is 12, okay. So line rs is equals to 12 centimeters. You bring the units, okay, because the values given were given the units to be in centimeters, okay. So you bring your units, which is centimeters, okay. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood the explanation as well, okay. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video as well, and if you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page. I'll see you again in another video whilst we solve more examples on this. Bye bye.